guys, I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber from Kyuujin, and today we're back with you for House of the Dragons, Season 2, Episode 4.
Last episode, Rhaenyra tried to, at first she said there was no way she could talk to Alicent, or it was no time for peace, it was over. But then with Rhaenys kind of pushing the issue and other people pushing her towards war and dragon fighting dragon, she read Alicent's letter and she got to King's Landing undercover. She talked to Alicent and she found out about Viserys talking about Aegon the Conqueror and the prince that was promised.
Basically, Alicent learned that Viserys did not name Aegon, his son, as the new heir to the throne.
Yeah.
He just thought about the prophecy of Aegon the Conqueror, so whoopsie.
But it's too late. The war is gonna happen. Again, like Rhaenys said, people don't really remember or care about what started the war. It's pretty ambiguous, right? There are many things that happened already that could push towards war. So whatever Viserys said, that's not what started it. And now there's no backing away from it. They're gonna fight.
The war is inevitable.
Yeah. Criston, as Hand, came up when he explained the plan that Aemond told him. He kept Aemond out of it, so Aemond stays in King's Landing, but Criston did leave with some people, including Alicent's brother, and they almost got burned, but they hid in the forest. But the Blacks know that the Greens are on the move and they're going towards Harrenhal.
Yeah.
Harrenhal, where currently Daemon resides.
Having visions of his past regrets.
Yes, and he's been told he was gonna die in Harrenhal. But yeah, there was a little issue with him wanting to be called Your Grace instead of My Prince, but he's in Harrenhal and he's doing what he's supposed to do. We'll see what happens next. But this is pretty much where we are. I say we jump in this episode and see what they have in store for us. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of these episodes and check out our Patreon for the full-length reactions.
Alright, let's go.
Yeah, okay, he's still
keep having visions.
The fight with Rhaenyra sent him on an existential crisis.
Stop.
Oh, dude. The truth hurts?
There's been a raven.
Shit, man.
Who did he kill?
Shit. Nope. Okay. Crazy. Not him, just crazy.
But it's like
imageries.
a metaphor for it. It's like his hands are covered in blood.
Yeah.
Because of what he did back then.
Maybe like it's also a metaphor for he's hurting her, right? He's hurting her war effort because of his own personal feelings and emotions and stuff.
Could be true.
I'm given to understand my lord husband owes you his life. But I was not told his saviour was so comely. Your mother must have been very beautiful.
Princess.
We'll say I look like my father, princess.
They keep bringing back this guy though in every recap, in every episode. I do wonder where he's going.
He was the sailor who plucked you from your watery grave.
Maybe the future lord of their place?
I know who he is, Corliss.
Is he related?
Alan's past is no fault of his.
Is he his bastard?
He saved his lord's life. He should be raised up and honoured, not hidden beneath the tides.
Is this why you came? To subject me to an inquisition?
Baylor has called me to Dragonstone.
She mentioned his mother. Your mother must have been really beautiful. Maybe he's a bastard.
He's a bastard!
I grow restless in Rhaenyra's absence.
Oh, that would make so much sense.
But I mean, if he wants an heir to his place
that's
that
the
knows
thing.
the scene, you have one. Just legitimize him.
That's not. He can't legitimize anyone. That would be Rhaenyra.
Well, she can, but yeah.
But that would mean completely ignoring her kids and Daemon's daughters.
Yeah.
Men of House Darkland,
He's just gathering more and more people.
you can earn back your honor by raising his banner and fighting in his name against the whore of Dragonstone.
Oh, bitch.
All who refuse will have their death.
Is there no honor left in this world, Cole? Sacking your queen's own castles and putting up people to the sword? You're not fit for the White Cloak.
I agree.
This is a better death than a traitor deserves.
Says the guy who should have died in season 1.
Yours will come in kind.
Like, I can look at the Greens and the Blacks objectively as much as possible and, like, see good and bad from both sides. But Criston Cole, man, in season 1, I did a lot of talking for his character, but now I can't.
Harrenhal is to the west.
Indeed it is.
He doesn't give a shit about the plan.
Daemon, of all people, has taken Harrenhal, and now you just sit there. It's your fucking castle!
That castle is more crippled than I am, Your Grace.
Honestly, yeah, it's bad. He's not getting any support there.
As Harrenhal saps Daemon's resolve, the false queen remains trapped on her island, and Sir Criston continues felling castles in the Crown Lands.
I need to be informed of these things. I will not be made to look a fool in front of my allies and enemies.
Harrenhal must wait. Sir Criston is marching on Rook's Rest.
A pathetic prize. I gave no such
The castle is small.
He's not listening to Aegon at all.
They don't understand what he's doing.
After Cole smashes it, we'll have Dragonstone effectively cut off by land.
Criston and Aemon have talked about this. Or at least they understand each other.
They can't think alike.
Cole is already preparing his attack.
How do you know this?
He sent word to me.
He's his hand.
He's not even speaking to his king.
The two of you have been plotting.
And in a way, like, you kind of deserve it. You bullied your brother. He's pissed. He's gonna prove to you that he's better. All true. He had the decency to speak in Valyrian, so they don't understand.
Harrenhal is a useful morass. We'll deal with it in the Riverlands in time.
He's not in charge of anything.
Rook's Rest is an easy target, and a worthy effort. Don't you agree, my king?
They're supposed to be on the same side. They don't care about one another. Aegon has no power when it comes to war, fighting, and stuff. That's all Aemon. But if he keeps challenging the king like this, people are going to start either turning towards him and not Aegon, or Aegon is going to get mad and he's going to do something crazy. You got to be careful.
Yeah.
I am a bit happy that he's putting him back in his place after last episode. Oh.
Viserys?
Maybe. Viserys or himself?
I can know.
Or Aemon, maybe.
Oh, maybe Aemon, yeah.
I think I saw like the eye patch. And
no, it's him.
it's himself with Aemon's eye patch. Okay. They are similar in many, many ways.
It's a touch late to be talking about a strange castle putting its people to the sword. I'm called Alice Rivers. How are you settling in? You experienced anything? Of note?
Nope.
You are a strange kind of woman.
So you've come here after quarrelling with your wife.
What?
You arrive here alone to claim the castle and yet send no ravens.
She's observant.
Do you now plan to make your own claim? Perhaps to prove yourself to her?
Do not try me with your insolence, witch.
I think
It's a
she
hard
nailed
thing,
it.
I imagine, to give obeisance to one who replaced you as heir. And a woman too, a girl child you bounced on your knee. I mean, does it please you that her legitimacy is contested as you stand here at the castle, attempting to draw an army of men?
She's calling him out, man. Keep doing that. She keeps him on his toes.
Here, drink this.
I think she's nailing it.
If you're to win this place to your side.
I think that's why when he looks at Rhaenyra, he sees the youngest version of her. People have a lot of theories about that. Like sometimes they say, oh, it's the version he likes of her, right? The version before they started feuding and disagreeing.
Sir William Blackwood of House Blackwood, Your Grace.
It's also how he looks at her as a child.
What might I do for you?
It was you who summoned me.
He's so not there.
I was given to understand that you wanted an army. I once vied for Queen Rhaenyra's hand.
Yes, he was the kid. Ah, you grew, man.
And you're prepared to march without the leave of your lord.
Oh, shit.
His late wife.
Yeah. All his regrets are coming back, hunting him. People around him are like, are you okay?
Your Grace, once you and your dragon bring the Queen's justice to the Brackens, our armies will be yours.
They shouldn't have to do something for you if you're supposedly supporting Rhaenyra.
Under oath for them, basically, yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's not true if you're asking for something in return.
The herds of livestock struggled to keep pace with the dragon's relentless appetite.
Resources are certainly growing no more plentiful in the face of the blockade.
The demand on the blacksmiths, armourers and towns for equipment has only grown apace with Sir Criston's army.
He just wants to go chill with his bros. It's important.
And with Aemon and Vhagar also at the ready, we are a formidable opponent.
You bore me.
It's important to discuss these things. Dude. You're the king. You should do your duty.
mean,
you should be here.
It's also the fact that they're not talking to him, they're talking with themselves.
Yes, because they are taking care of the realm.
Aegon, we can't say, will be a welcome bounty.
They'd continue without him, but like he needs to take part. He needs to put his voice to the council. He just doesn't care. And he gets put back in his place by others who know better, and that defeats him. God damn. White cloaks.
They don't care what I think.
Make them care then.
Cole, Aemond, they pursue their campaign without seeking my aid or even my thoughts.
Okay, Criston and Aemond, yes, that is true.
What thoughts would you have?
I'm the king.
What can you contribute to the war effort?
Do you think simply wearing the crown imbues you with wisdom?
True.
You need to prove yourself.
It's my hope that, once enthroned, you would honour the burden of your new duties, be silent, and strive to learn from the more studied minds around you, in the hope that you might be half the king your father was.
Oh, she's calling him out too.
I ruled in your father's absence, and Otto Hightower was as cunning a statesman as ever lived. You should humbly be seeking our opinions and counsel. You have no idea the sacrifices that were made to put you on that throne.
What would you have me do, Mother?
He's
do
asking
simply what is needed of you. Nothing.
So it's only king, just a name.
Yeah.
Not in action, not in fact, not in everything.
I feel a bit, like, at first I was like, she has a point. This, though, I feel bad for Aegon. Like, he was finally, like, seeking love, recognition, and all that, and now he's being told, no, you're just a figurehead. Fuck you, bye. Just you were the oldest, so we had to give you the crown. Does he have experience? Can he truly contribute? No, but he can learn.
But does he want to learn?
Also, no.
Does he have an interest in what's going on?
We need to send a dragon.
Where?
Queen is back.
To support the war that your vassals have been fighting in your absence.
Calling her out too. Everyone has been called out.
There are those who have mistaken my caution for weakness. Let that be their undoing. I will go.
If you die, all is lost.
You're there.
Send me.
No,
It
you
even
lack
raised
the
alarm.
experience.
True. And she sent a boy earlier and
You
he
must
died.
send me, Your Grace.
Oh. Oh. There's no argument against that. True.
I will meet Cole.
Oh, shit.
Be careful, please, Rhaenys.
It begins.
Don't be afraid to say Dracarys this time. Huh? Dracarys.
She could die, man.
She could.
Although they don't have a dragon, I don't know how they could get her. We could be surprised.
I mean, they don't have scorpions with them.
What if he does something and he chooses to prove himself by leaving?
And you're gonna go up there?
If there's another dragon over there, fuck you.
Are you gonna be just a figurehead? Or are you gonna be the king?
It will be stupid, but I think he's gonna
I
go.
mean, if he wants respect, he needs to take it.
Yeah, but they're all trying to prove something, but they're being reckless by doing so.
There's something I need to tell you, Jace.
You're a bastard, I know.
When you first became heir to the throne.
Oh, the Song of Ice and Fire. Because now war has been declared, people might die, he needs to know.
It has passed from king to heir since Aegon.
Things are being serious.
He's gonna go. He's gonna go.
But like the
Where is he gonna go? Harrenhal or
he could die.
He could die.
Cause Rhaenys is more experienced than him. If he dies, Aemond is his heir. He has no kid, no boy who could take over.
The horrors I have just loosed cannot be for a crown alone. That is why I must believe what Viserys told me when he named me his heir.
And he's drunk.
And what I will now tell you, Aegon the Conqueror's dream, the Song of Ice and Fire.
You know shit is about to hit the fan when we bring up the prophecy. One is a calculated move, and the other is a reckless attempt to prove something.
While being drunk, so it's even worse.
Make the signal.
What signal?
He's gonna keep fighting. Does he have, like, scorpions? Long time no see, battle sequence. What does he have?
Is that Vhagar?
How do you hide this?
Haemond is
How
out there.
the fuck?
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Oh my god!
So
How did you?
They got the bigger dragon, but she's more experienced.
And Aegon is still coming.
Vhagar,
They baited her, man. How did she get out of King's Landing without anyone noticing? How did he hide here?
During the night, I guess.
I don't want Rhaenys to die. But in a way, I feel bad for him.
Whose dragon is that?
Not the one I expected.
It's your king.
Vhagar! Amen! So interesting, like, he took him out of the plan, but then he still planned on being there, so it was meant to be a surprise for everyone.
The Seven have blessed and shielded this house with divine purpose for the one true king, Aegon and
If I'm Alicent's brother...
Let's give it to him, he knows how to make a speech.
If I'm Alicent's brother, I'm like, fuck that. Ah, shit. Oh, shit. No. He's so small. Ah!
But he's young also.
Yeah. He didn't think things through. Is the dragon's blood, like, really hot?
Of course
Looks like it is.
Yes, it is.
I think he dies right here.
And Vhagar is coming.
It's interestingly though, he waited.
Shoot.
He saw Aegon and he waited for him to start before he could go. I think he expected his brother to just get killed and he comes in and saves the day. He's the fucking huge. How do you defeat that?
With luck.
Oh, look out!
Thank the gods!
I don't know, man.
Check out it!
He doesn't give it, no.
Shit, oh no.
Is he gonna die just... Oh, God! He killed his brother, man? Is he dead? Oh.
Your Grace!
Do you think he's dead?
Did I say or didn't say that he was gonna kill him eventually? You pushed him too far.
She's gonna go for Vhagar.
It's her job. He's huge. No. Oh shit. Oh, they're great. Honestly, the courage. I did not expect this today. Ouch. Oh. Like I care. You can die.
Gosh, love the silent slow-mo.
Everyone dies when dragons are involved.
Yeah.
Ah, the visuals though.
Okay, phew, she's still alive.
What do you do? She's going back? I think they both accepted that this was their job, and if they don't do it correctly, they're gonna die. That's it. The look between Dragon and her. Ah! Shit! Oh shit! Yeah, it's over. Oh.
Fuck, we're losing Rhaenys!
Yeah. Right on her. Triumphant music playing. Yeah, right? Oh, it's not over. Oh, it's Criston. Shit! Oh, it's beautiful image though.
Yeah, it is. All of your men burned to death.
Well, that's what you wanted.
Or trampled.
A war with dragons.
The visual is amazing though, guys.
This season really has been showing us the consequences, the aftermath.
The king has fallen. We must find him.
Oh. Cool image.
Whew. There's no way Aegon's still alive, man.
Maybe he still is.
He fell with the dragon, he got a Dracarys in the face, and the dragons explode when they drop.
Are they being sent by Michael Bay?
Yeah.
Aemond!
Where is his grace?
He had his sword out. I think he was gonna finish him off if he was still like... Because he's dead, right?
Yeah.
He's dead. He's not like reduced to ashes, but the fall, the explosion. His dragon's still alive, but I don't think... Maybe his dragon tried to protect him in a way, but...
Just like Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah, but I feel like, no. He's... Forget that. He's dead. And the fact that Aemon had his sword out, like I said, I believe he was there to finish him off if there was a chance. When I said... last episode or the episode before, or all the episodes this season, he's gonna kill his brother. I didn't truly mean it, but I was afraid he was gonna get to a point where anger was gonna take over and he was gonna be like, fuck Aegon.
I guess he did.
He killed his brother? It's huge, and it's not just that he killed his brother, it's that many people saw him be like Dracarys. Like, they saw him attack. Like, I think that some people might try and make sense of it by saying,
oh, he was trying to reach Rhaenys and to attack her, but he got his brother in the crossfire instead.
But the fact that he went with Dracarys, like, Aegon's face, man, when he saw his brother coming, like, Vhagar being the biggest dragon could have taken Meleys and be like... You could have tried many other ways. He went with Dracarys first. He knew, like, there's no avoiding Dracarys. You're gonna get hit in the crossfire. So Aegon's face being like, oh yeah, you're helping me, and then he saw, and he was like, oh shit. He knew, and others will know as well, so he's gonna be a kinslayer, he's gonna be hated, like that's the worst thing you can do.
Kingslayer, kinslayer.
He is next in line though, like there's no one else besides him for the throne.
But isn't his sister / queen
Yeah, but
pregnant?
they don't give a shit about queens. He's Aegon's heir.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like, granted, if there were other options, they would be like, nope, you killed the king, you're a kinslayer, we reject you. Like, they could try and do something about that, but a lot of people follow him. Criston Cole led with, like, I don't know how he's gonna feel after this, but he followed his order. He's respected by the council, and a lot of them would prefer Aemond over Aegon, so they might as well be like, well,
because
okay, we
he
don't
had
agree.
a hair on his shoulder?
Yeah, they might be like, we don't agree, but... They're gonna be glad to be rid of Aegon. This is such a bad episode for him too. The fact that the last thing he was told by his mother was like, we don't, like...
Shut up and just being pretty.
We don't care about you, like, you're nothing, like, do nothing. And he didn't listen, and that's what led to his fucking death. I felt bad for him. And he's not the character I support the most in this show.
But it's the fact that
He's a bully.
Yeah, he is a bully, but I think that a huge part of him is the fact that all of his life is being told that you're not the heir. Like, your sister, half-sister, is supposed to be the heir, so we don't expect much of you. You're just a prince, so he was indulged with woman and wine and everything.
Yeah, he used his status and he had fun. He didn't think no one expected anything from him. And his attitude, considering that his mom had so many expectations for him, she treated him a certain way and she rejected him and his personality because it didn't fit the role that she needed him to follow. But he didn't think he was going to get that role because he believed that his father never cared for him and he wasn't going to get the crown. But then all the manipulations and stuff, it went to him, and to convince him, Alicent kind of told him, like, oh, your father loved you and all of that. Like, he wanted you on the throne. She needed him to believe it because they needed this to work. But after that, Otto basically said, your dad never wanted you on the throne. We're like, that's what you think? That's not what happened. He kind of crushed that belief. So it's back to believing his father never loved him, never believed in him. His mom never supported him. When he was crying about his son and his father, she left. Like, she didn't grieve with him. She didn't support him. She didn't do anything with him. She's not there for her kids at all. She's so focused on her own emotions and her own grief. And when things are going to shit and she feels bad, she kind of pushes down onto her kids because, like, they're kind of making it worse. Like, but they are children and they were not told what to do or how to do. You didn't handle their emotions with them. So now you're suffering the consequences and they're going through their grief the wrong way.
But I don't think that Alicent knows how to handle her own emotions to begin with. So she's not able to help her children to handle their own.
She pushed stuff on their kids without preparing them for it. She pushed expectations on them, but when they need help, when they need support, she's not there for them. So they're all shades of fucked up. And Aegon, like, that's the thing. He believed his dad never loved him. He got confirmed. For him, it confirmed that his mom never cared about him. And when he was named king, he thought he gained support. He thought he gained the love that he lacked. But his council just proved to him that...
Just brushed him aside.
Yeah.
Decided the kingdoms matters between themselves. They're not trying to include him in the discussion. To be fair, though, he's not interested in the discussion, but they should still, your king, this is what needs to be done for your kingdom, for your people.
This is where it gets great, because everything Aemon said was true. And I don't want to forget that Aegon was a big bully, and he pushed his brother. Like, Aemon would not have done this if Aegon had been a good brother. Let's be real.
Yes.
And they told him many times that it wasn't a good idea to go on the battlefield with his dragon. He had this big idea that he was strong and he had the biggest dragons and he was great and he was just going to go and finish this. That was his original plan, going on the battlefield and taking care of things. So that's how it would have ended. But he stopped because he got counsel not to do it. He was reckless. He was childish in his decisions. The stuff that he could change and that would not affect the others, like changing the Kingsguard and just having fun with his friends, not hanging the rat catchers, that was a big blow against Otto's strategy.
Mm-hmm.
But some people are saying that he could have, twisted it in a different way. Instead, he just lashed out at Aegon. He just pushed him down and just insulted him. So they pushed him to his limit.
But I think mostly it's the fact that Aegon acted on his own without him having a say in it. So Otto lost a little bit of control with what was going on, so he just lashed out at him.
Otto did that because it was years and years of planning that Aegon was crushing or changing, because Otto would have preferred to have a puppet on the throne, someone that would just follow, because he's the better strategist, which granted he is. He's planned for this, he knows what to do, and he knows how to play around with the Game of Thrones. Aegon doesn't. And by trying to be king, by trying to use the power that was given to him, he basically went against Otto's plans, and it frustrated Otto. But they gave the power to Aegon. And at the very beginning, he tried to do his duty. Except he's been told over and over again that what he's doing is not good enough, that what he's doing is just stopping their plans. So then, don't be surprised if he backs away from his role,
his duty, yeah.
And still he went to the council. I will say, you kind of said like, when he said, they're talking without asking for my opinion, and like you were saying, they ignore him, and they're dealing with the realm and stuff. Technically, that's their job. When Robert Baratheon was king, the council was taking care of things without the king. He wasn't showing up at the council.
He wasn't showing up at all.
The idea is that the king has the final say, but these guys are the masters at their craft, right? You have master of ship, master of whispers, master of coin, all of that. You have people that are here because they know what they're doing. And so they handle those matters, and when something comes up, they come to you, they tell you what's going on, and if you don't agree, you discuss it. That's how it works with the small council. Aegon could have had a bigger voice, but he didn't know what he was talking about. Alicent was right about that. He should have listened and learned. Instead, he felt that they ignored him, which technically they did, but that's because you have no experience.
It's true. But unfortunately, Aegon does not have the mentality to learn from the council members, from his mother.
He's just not interested.
He doesn't have the mentality to learn. That's it.
They were talking, like, at the council, he was saying they ignore me and stuff. Well, he meant Aemon and Criston, which they did. They went behind his back, they planned. At first I thought that Criston was maybe trying to do things on his own without Aemon, but the fact that Aemon was waiting for the signal makes me sound that they discussed their plan even more. And they decided...
in the Raven?
Yeah, and they decided that to say Vhagar is basically saying Vhagar is gonna come would lead to them saying, nope, we don't want Vhagar because away from King's Landing. So instead they just lied about it all. They said he wasn't gonna be there, when in fact he was waiting for the signal. So the plan was still happening. That means that Criston and Aemon have been like this, and Criston, yes, he is still reckless. Yes, he is still being dangerous, and like he's not thinking of the consequences. I think now he's seen them, his men burned to a crisp. and he's seeing what it means, a war with dragons, and he pushed for it because he's angry at Rhaenyra, but now he's seeing it, so that might add some guilt on his plate. But Aemon wanted this because he knows he's the best in that category, and he knew he was going to win. He didn't expect Aegon to show up, but as soon as he saw him, he
saw
waited.
an opportunity to just go for it.
Yeah, he waited for the cats are fighting each other, and it's really funny.
We have our own fight between the greens and the blacks.
In any case, I think he waited for Aegon to initiate the fight with Rhaenys, and that would mean that, you know, if either Rhaenys kills Aegon and then he swipes in and finishes it, or it appears like he's trying to help his brother, but he uses the opportunity to kill him, and that's kind of what he did. Criston didn't expect that. I don't think he wanted his king to die, and he's like, he's gonna have to suffer the consequences, but he's been planning behind Aegon's back with Aemon. The council never truly cared for Aegon because Aegon's input never added anything to it. And yet again, I can't help but feel bad for him. He is a child. He's been put in that position without the proper training, without the proper support. When you are being told you're not good enough over and over again, eventually you start to believe it, and you start to act like it.
Yeah.
In this case, what led him to this was his grief, his anger, his sadness at being told that, again, no one truly cared about him. And they all looked to his brother who was better at this than he is. His mother never saw anything in him. And I think he just needed to prove something. And unfortunately, yes, he was drunk. He was not prepared. And he underestimated the fact that Rhaenyra had big dragons and experienced riders.
I just sort of thought and compared Aegon and his mother versus Joffrey and his own mother. We all know that Joffrey Baratheon, yeah.
No.
is a monster. He's not a good person. But despite it all, his mother knows it too, and she acknowledges it, but she's still in his corner. No matter what.
She loves her son.
She's still in his corner. But when you compare that fact with Aegon and Alicent, like, she knows that her son is not fit to be king. She knows that he's not truly a good person. But she's not in his corner. She's not acting like it.
Alicent cares about her kids, but unfortunately her paranoia and the fact that Otto has always been in her ear saying, you have kids now, you gave Viserys a son, that means that he's part of the game, Rhaenyra is going to have to get rid of him. He put so much fear in her when it comes to her kids. I think she focused on that before getting to know her children. And her paranoia, her desperation to make them strong enough to survive, make them win this, make them just outlive Rhaenyra, because she believed the blacks were coming for her and her kids, right? It's all about that. It's a mother protecting her children. So does she love her kids? I think so. But she focused on the wrong things when it came to her kids, and she doesn't know them. She's not there for them, and she's so full of guilt and anger and sadness and stress. Unfortunately, she created this situation. She allowed this to happen. And it's not going to get better. Look at her next episode. It's going to get worse. And, but yeah, I think Aemon now is, I don't even know, like, unless he keeps going and he goes to Harrenhal to face Daemon, Daemon is going to have to be the one that takes care of the fact that he had a vision of
where he
himself.
Looks like Aemon, basically, with the same eye patch.
Himself with the eye patch means to me that they are similar in so many ways to the younger brother. True. The one that thinks that he deserves, he was the better man, or he deserved it more than the other. Or maybe at first, like, there was no bullying, I assume, with Daemon and Viserys, but with Daemon there was. And last episode truly pushed things, and I can understand why he wanted to kill his brother. That's still fucking intense what he just did, but still, he's so similar to Daemon, and they are the best soldiers on each side. Daemon his dragon is smaller, but he's got a lot of experience, and Aemon, I think he catches up to Daemon's experience with the size of Vhagar. If it's a battle of dragons, it's going to be close. If it's a battle on foot, that's going to be fucking intense. But I think it's going to have to be them two. And more than that, it's also, like, Daemon has a lot of guilt. A lot of, like, emotions he has never dealt with. he keeps dreaming about them, and
it's so out of it right now, right?
Yeah, and a lot of the issues he's been having with Rhaenyra currently are because of what happened with Aemond and Luke. He feels personally like he should have taken care of the problem, and that turned into like a tragedy that is now throwing shade at Rhaenyra. It's hurting her campaign. I feel like he thinks it's his fault. He's not admitting it because he tried to avoid the blame. Yeah. But I think he believes it's his fault, and he heard Rhaenyra, and he feels bad about what he did to her, and I think that's why he should be the one finally like stopping Aemon. So I'm going to be expecting something, but I am so afraid. Like, I think he's going to die in Harrenhal. The woman's that Alice Rivers, she seems to know what she's talking about. She knew stuff about Daemon without him saying so. So her saying, you're going to die here, sounds to me like it's going to happen.
Well, if he does die at Harrenhal, I just hope that he's going to take Aemon with him.
He might. That's going to be a fucking intense thing.
But hopefully he won't die at Harrenhal, please.
I'm gonna expect it, so I'm not too shocked if it happens, but those visions, man, I'll go back to him seeing a younger Rhaenyra. A lot of people have a lot of theories, and I know, like, I read what the showrunner said about why he sees a younger Rhaenyra after last episode, and yes, I kind of got it wrong, but, well, what I said in the episode, I think he sees the Rhaenyra that he loved, but also the Rhaenyra that started it all, like, eventually the Rhaenyra he disappointed. Now, he doesn't want to... Basically, the Rhaenyra of today, the adult Rhaenyra, is the Rhaenyra he doesn't know. He spent so much time away from her. Now he sees her. They've grown apart. They believe different things. They don't understand one another. The younger Rhaenyra he spent time with...
The one that he was
in a way.
Accomplice with, really close with.
Yeah, he groomed her in a way. Let's not forget that. But he was close to her and he understands her. This Rhaenyra, he can't... He can't make sense of what she thinks. Like, he doesn't know what's going on in her head, and that bothers him. So when he imagines Rhaenyra, he'd prefer to see the Rhaenyra he loves, the Rhaenyra he knows and understands, the younger Rhaenyra. I think that's what if I remember correctly, because it was last week and a lot of stuff happened, but I think that's what they said. And in the comments, people were also talking about this. I kind of still like my interpretation that, he might feel a bit guilty when he looks at a younger Rhaenyra. It's the Rhaenyra that he corrupted, right? It's the Rhaenyra that he hurt. But overall, this makes sense. It's the Rhaenyra he knows. So when he sees her, and he still hurt her. In that vision, in this episode, he cut her head off because she was telling the truth. He might feel like he was rejected by his brother, and I feel like this is true. He feels like his brother never truly showed him the love that he expected as a brother. Like, he didn't love him as much, and instead he went to other people. Like, he wanted Viserys to care. He wanted Viserys to show him his love.
But he did. But he tried. Is it him being afraid of the truth, or him just trying to make sense of his own fears? Because what he fears might not be the truth,
Visions like these, it's complicated. If it wasn't Game of Thrones, I'd be thinking that this is him, just his inner thoughts coming to the surface, and he just needs to face it, which could still be true.
It's like, I thought that my brothers didn't love me, that he loved my niece more than me, so act upon it.
Yeah, but then again, in Game of Thrones, visions are visions, right? Like, it's not just a character going through...
They mean something.
No, it's not just like the character going through existential crisis. So I believe this is the truth. Like, whether or not he knows it, whether or not he wants to face it, I believe that back in the day, he wanted Viserys to love him. And when he named, like, his attitude, the way he didn't follow the rules and stuff, he thought he was doing his job. And he believed in his capabilities. He believed that he was the best. So he did what he thought was right. And he got rejected because of it. And in his mind, that was a rejection from his brother, not his king, not the council. It didn't make sense. It was emotional. It was a rejection of him. And he took it to heart. And then when he named Rhaenyra heir, he was jealous. Like, you love your daughter more than you love me. And it sucks because he loves Rhaenyra too. And he wants to support her. He's there to get her an army. But all those emotions, they are taking him away from taking his focus away from the problem. And beyond that, it's like, I think, yeah, he's it's not so much that he doesn't want Rhaenyra to be queen, it's just that it's hard for him to follow, like Alice said, it's hard for him to follow a woman that when he looks at her, he sees a girl, he sees a child.
A child that he had on his lap, that he loved back then.
It's, like, he's an adult compared to her. He's the one that gave her knowledge, taught her some stuff. And now she's the one in charge and telling him what to do. It's hard for him in his pride.
We thought about it last episode, the fact that people sometimes when you have a younger person who's supposed to be your boss, supposed to be in charge, it's sometimes difficult to see them that way because technically you're the one with the experience. You're the one with the wisdom and the knowledge. But they're the ones making the decision.
When your boss takes someone in and you train that person, but then that person becomes your superior, that's exactly what's happening. So yeah, it'd be hard to take, lessons or orders from someone like that, but unfortunately, this is your reality. He's accepting it in a way, like he's still in Harrenhal and he's still gathering armies, although not many people are showing up and they're asking like for stuff in return. But he's there and he's doing it, but he's still being petty about it. I think Alice was also right about him trying to do it in secret. Like he doesn't want to tell her what's going on, because when he tells her, he wants to have the big army. Like he wants to have succeeded and be like, see, I managed without you. I did it. Like he's trying to prove something. But all of this is just troubling him. He's not sleeping. He's not paying attention. And if that happens when he's fighting, that's going to be bad. But he feels bad, and I'm pretty sure he's got guilt about the mistake that happened with Jaehaerys, about him not being able to take down Aemon. He's focused on Aemon, and he sees himself in Aemon, which is also bad, because Aemon is the enemy, right? So he sees his own mistakes in Aemon, and vice versa. Rhaenyra, he feels guilty about what happened. He feels bad about the fight.
Since you're saying that he sees Aemon as his own enemy, but what we saw is him looking like Aemon. Do you think that Daemon is his own enemy in a way?
He doesn't help himself.
Like what his own desires are going against what he should do, who he should be.
This is why last episode I said that the reason why I thought he saw a younger Rhaenyra was because he basically felt guilty about changing her, turning her, making her now pick up the pieces left after his passage. Basically, his mistakes led to the corruption and the destruction of the Rhaenyra that he knew back then. This is how I saw it last episode. Now, people are correcting me on it. It's an interpretation, okay? It's just an idea. But I do believe he feels guilty about, they had a fight about it, and she did say, you're hurting me, you're hurting my war effort, because his emotions, his, decisions led to a big mistake that is now hindering her. And he wants to help her, he loves her, but his love for her and his need to prove himself and show like Viserys' ghost that he could always have done it. Yeah, they're going against each other.
They are clashing, yeah.
Yep. So he needs to get a grip, because after what just happened, things are going to change with the Greens for sure, but they are still close to Harrenhal. This is still technically the plan. And with Aemon maybe like let loose or in charge, I don't know what he's going to do.
So we just lost the king. Yeah. We also lost Rhaenys and her dragon.
Yeah.
So Rhaenyra lost a big pawn in her army.
I'll say, we didn't talk about Rhaenys at all so far in this discussion, but what a queen. What a fucking queen. She's not queen, but what a queen. The fact that she went back, she knew she was gonna die. That I was saying right before she died, like the look between her and the dragon, it's like they both understood, we're dying here today, but we decide to go back and fight because this is our job. If no one tries, no one is gonna succeed. And she was sent here to defend the castle. She wasn't gonna run away. She did her job. That's gonna destroy Corlys.
Oh, fudge.
Corlys, who might have a bastard.
I think he does.
That would be so, like, clear to me. That would be like, it makes sense. Because they keep bringing him back. And I'm like, her being like, you must have a beautiful mother. She didn't mention the dad, which you kind of picked up on it. You were like, maybe he had a beautiful dad. But she said mother, but that could have mean that she knew who the dad was.
I said at the joke, I have my looks from my father, thank you.
Yes.
But afterward, like, that look in discussion with her husband Corlys. Fuck off, that's his bastard.
I believe it is, and since she said your mother specifically, to me that sounds like she knew who the dad was. So there you go, and I think he knows, because like I said, the discussion with his brother being like, oh, you saved his life, he owes you, and he was like, nah, I don't want anything from him and stuff. Like I feel like there's something there.
But you know what? With all the problem with the fact that Corlys doesn't have an heir that knows how to manage Driftmark, how to manage the sea, that knows the sea.
Oh, but and more than that, like if his brother, the guy who told him like, oh, he owes you, use that chance and stuff. If they are both bastards, if they are both with Velaryon blood, they could be dragon riders.
True.
We kind of need those. We just
but
lost Rhaenys.
If he could be maybe legitimize him, and he could have an heir that fits his requirements.
Yes, we'll see how that goes. So, but that would answer why we keep seeing that guy, and I just couldn't understand why. But there you go.
There you go.
Rhaenyra wanting to go to war, giving the story,
would have died.
giving the story to Jace. By the way, was like, it sounded like we were down for business. Like things were getting serious. When you tell the story, that means you know it's important and you could die, so it needs to be said, right? And she wanted to go, and in a way I understand, like a king or a queen should lead by example. I know it's dangerous, and to send, like if she had gone, she'd be dead, just like Aegon. So is it a good idea? No. Do I respect it? Yes. Now she's got the biggest dragon, I believe. Well, Caraxes, I think, is bigger, but Caraxes is in Harrenhal.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
But
But
now-
I respect the queen who wants to be there for her people and do the thing. Technically, like if Jon had become king, he would have been a king that fights, right? Kings on the battlefield,
True,
that's
but
not
he's-
unheard of.
He's one of the best. But like she said, she didn't want to send her child, a younger person who is inexperienced in a war effect. So
Yeah,
she
well.
would have gone. But Rhaenys was more experienced. Her dragon was more experienced. So like you said, she made a point. So that's why Rhaenys
There was
went.
nothing she could say against sending Rhaenys, except maybe that, I'm the queen, so I do what I want, but that's not a good idea. And honestly, the council is already pretty much against her. Now she's decided to fight, so that's good. But the council was shutting down, like, her attempt at peace. She said it herself. She was like some people might take my hesitation
Cautious.
for my cautiousness for cowardice or something, like I don't know, weakness.
Weakness, yeah.
It was about the Greens, but it was also about her council. I feel like a lot of people were judging her, and yes, in a way I get it, like you want to act and stuff, but she tried to avoid this massacre.
Yeah.
And now she knows there's no way back, and
Seriously,
let's go.
it's a blast seeing both council with their king and queens, and seeing that both of them do not respect their ruler's opinion in a way when you think about it.
For different reasons. The reason why they don't listen to Rhaenyra pisses me off, and because they did that to Rhaenys as well. Like she tried to lead the council. She tried to have them to follow a train of thought and be civil and just be disciplined. And they were like shutting her down. As soon as her husband came in, they were like, "Oh my God."
And they're shut down. The same thing with Bella, basically.
Yeah, but they
Like,
listened to Jace.
She doesn't know. She did nothing.
To be fair, she is a child, but Rhaenys has experience, and she's a princess.
Yeah.
Yet they I don't know, they don't care. Like in this era specifically, they believe that women's place is not on a battlefield, and they know nothing of war. Which, I mean, if you don't give them the chance to prove it or to be there and learn, yeah, they don't know anything. But they are dragon riders, so they know more than you about dragon fighting each other. And now we're gonna deal with the consequences of this thing. And I did not expect that today. I am a bit shocked.
I didn't expect to see so beautiful imagery for that episode.
I truly did not expect Aegon to be the first true casualty of war, man.
Yeah.
Aegon. But then, okay. In spoiler alert, if you don't know how it ends with Rhaenyra, It is mentioned. If you guys don't know, if you haven't read the books or stuff, it is mentioned in Game of Thrones. That's how we know. I remembered in season 1 what Joffrey said about Rhaenyra. Unless there's another Rhaenyra, I'm guessing this is this one. He said she was eaten by her brother's dragon.
Did he mention the brother's name?
I assumed it would have been Aegon, but well, Sunfyre is still technically alive, but I don't think it's not for long.
But Vhagar is still alive, and Aemon is a brother.
Vhagar could kill Rhaenyra, or they might change things up. I don't know, but I expected, like Joffrey said, she was going to be eaten by her brother's dragon. She has 2 brothers, so that makes sense. Like I said, Sunfyre could somehow recover, but I don't think so. So Vhagar.
I think that Sunfyre is gonna retire after this.
Yeah. We'll see. But it confused, like, for now it's confusing me a little bit, but I prefer that because if I'm surprised down the road.
It's the same thing with the Dragoness from the previous episode where they said that they're supposed to. What?
They changed that though. In the books, it's not supposed to be those dragon eggs. Apparently, Daenerys, you're meaning Daenerys?
Yeah.
Daenerys' eggs were stolen and brought to Essos by someone else. Like, it's not even in the right time, I think. But they made it Daenerys' eggs in last episode to kind of make it make sense. The colors don't match. It was years ago, so maybe that changed. But yeah, so you were right about that. But technically, it's not supposed to be those. So they did change stuff in the show, but it's such a minor detail. I don't think they would change the fate of Rhaenyra, but who knows? We'll keep an eye out for this. It's not for now. I'm guessing like it's gonna be 2 seasons later. At least.
Alright.
We'll see.
But yeah, so are you disappointed that Criston is still alive?
Yes.
Yes.
I didn't know I was gonna feel bad for Aegon like this, but I do, and I'm sad about Rhaenys, and I'm waiting for the reaction of the Greens next episode.
But yeah, I read in the comment that some of you guys said that they would have taken Criston as a hand over Daemon's anytime.
Not anymore.
Not anymore?
I would have said before that why I don't want Daemon as hand of the king is because he goes off on his own and he does things he believes is best. Sometimes those things go against what I would want as king or queen, right? But Criston just did that. Criston just did that.
He doesn't listen.
So now they're basically the same for me.
Okay.
So that's gonna be it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching this with us. If you want to see the full-length reaction to this, it is on our Patreon currently. You can watch it. The link is in the description below.
Alright, thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna see you next week for episode 5.
Yeah, bye-bye. Bye.